Well, I didn't get the connectors put on, but I do have the tender built and wired in its entirety. And the cooling fan is running. Chuff is the wrong speaker. My other speaker had the wrong connector on it, so I just put this one back in. So the soundboard is in place. The two regulators are in place. Motor controls in place. Power distribution's in place. Trucks are in place. I have American Flyer wheels on, so I only have four-wheel pickup right now. I had to trim the axles to get them to work, but the wiring is identical as if, I have two wheels here and two wheels there, and they're both feeding in. So when I get the other wheels built, I just add the other wire, and that should be just fine. It's not really the wheels, it's the axles and the wheels that I need to cut the axles, isolate them, and then put the wheels on. So I have 6 wheels to a side, all getting power. Right now I only have 2 wheels to a side getting power. And I had to clean the track and the wheels in order to get the thing to run. So I can see now where 6 wheels on the side is a big help. So that is together, and you can see it's fairly compact, and I like it. It's very tidy, you might say. Except for the speaker hanging out is pretty tidy. Then the motor and the engine is all identical as you saw it. And it's actually identical in performance as well, as you can see. We're going 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, and there it is. That's I'm happy. Okay, I'm real happy. Smoke is not too warm. These guys always are warm. I can speed it up just a tad, maybe. Say there's 50 or 60. Get the smoke where you can see it. Boy, does it sound good too, huh? That big speaker would be awesome, but there's just not enough room. And I know it's hard with the mess on the table, but I pushed it all back so at least you can see. Yeah, there's a lot of spaghetti on there, but you know what? It's tidy. It's neat. It's all going in nice and tight, and it's not hanging out, and there's not jumpers all over. There's a few still, okay, and a few wire nuts as well, but that's because I don't have the harness all together. Oh boy. What a ride, huh? What I wanted to do is get a button built, and I have a schematic for it. I just haven't had the time to play with it. Because there is a steam whistle on here, if I could figure it out. Oh, I don't have my meter on the volts of the smoke, but you can see it. It thins out, but it doesn't really... Not too bad, it's still down. And the chop is so impressive. Too bad I can't make these boards. They're just too dense for our hobby type minds to get a hand on it. Oh boy, that was great, huh? I'll set it off now. And we have the tried and true silver tender, which is the same as the Royal Blue tender. We know that, and I thought I would compare that with the what we got out of good old Leon, and then I'll show you how far along we've come. Oh, that's a little toasty in there. You don't want to get your hand in there too much. Power that down while I think about it. Okay, there we go. So there's what we started with. This is where we ended up with on the 2014. And here is where I am right now. It fits on top, just like that. And I'm doing a side-by-side for myself and for you. because you can see, one, it's shorter than both, so that gives me hope I could actually make it taller. But the other thing is I wanted to show you was my radius. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it's dwarfed. It seems my radius is dwarfed, but I tried to copy it, sort of. I tried to copy it. If I can scoot that over and just sit it on there square and lift it up. It's a little shorter, but it's not that much shorter. I mean, okay, I could make it, I could see I could go another millimeter on both sides straight out, over and up and over. That might give it that extra bit. And I got to make it, it looks like I got to make it almost 2 or 3 millimeters taller, which is good for me because the tinder is crammed. And it's still short for this guy. And as you can see, the radius is still short for him too. So obviously I gotta go, he looks like I want it to be up 2 more millimeters up. It'll go up and in, it'll curl in as we go in. But then you can see the lid now, see how he's built this, the oil tank piece is actually built up. And so anyone could make that box and stick it on here, and you could make those pieces here if you needed that, or as you can see, it would just be like that, pretty plain, and then this would go on here. When I printed this, I didn't print it exactly as accurate as I should have. It's a little long, and it doesn't fit the width exact, but you'll get an idea anyway of what it's going to look like. We'll hang out like that. It's going to be, well, sorry, but one-handed, and I got wires hanging in there. It's like that. Okay, it'll fit nicer. It'll have screws coming up, and we'll tie it down. And then I want to keep the lid removable, so in case you need to go in and make an adjustment, you can. But I don't know. It's there. It's kind of there. You can see it. The black really makes it hard to get a good photo. But in any case, I'll make it a little taller. I'm going to remake the bottom so it's not too long, and that it fits down on the sides nicely. I did have it down on the sides before I put the wire in, and the seam is pretty straight. It's straight across. I mean, there's a seam, but you don't really pay attention. It's, you just don't see it. So I think that'll be okay. And I checked the height, and it's still lower than the engine, so we still have room to do a little bit of height in the body and a little bit of height on the railing, that streamlined curl up. And I think that should be pretty darn close. But you can see how Leon put the ladder on. We added the light. Those are easy to drill and put in a little donut, and put the decals after you've painted it. You can create this little box and the ladders and stick them in after the fact. These were all put in after the fact to this flat. No, maybe this wasn't. I don't know what he did. But at any rate, you can do all that. And I don't have to have a notch in the front like both of these. Well, this one has a big notch in the front, and this one has a little notch in front. But our wiring comes out down below the hitch, and then the hitch is going to come up to here, and our wiring is going to come up through here. Okay, just like it does on this guy. See, and that wire is all too long. And you can see how it's a little snarly with all the wiring. So put the lid on it. I was going to show it to you again. There, put the lid on it. There, you can see that's pretty doggone nice, I think. So it's all tidy. It's all going to where it needs to go. The fan works. Oh, it's so neat. And that's going to help. It doesn't take a lot of air to cool down these guys. And they just love the airflow. I didn't get a heat sink on the lower one. I had one on it, but it was in the way for the wire, so I took it off. I meant to put another one on the bottom, and I messed up. Didn't get it on, but I have one around here somewhere. I'll find it and put it on there. I may or may not have one for this guy. I would like to find one that was a little flat and could work in there if I could. That'll help keep everybody nice and cool. But the bottom one definitely needs a heat sink there. And on occasion, I've put them on these guys just to help them, the regulation stuff. But I got to be careful because the soundboard under there can get interfered with that board. So I don't want anybody to get burned up in there. Touch, don't touch. Okay. So there it is. Tender is assembled. Once I had it printed, it wasn't bad. This piece fit well. There's 3 components in there, right? The soundboard and 2 volt regulators. This part fit well. I have a bad screw in this one. I may have to actually keep this whole mess and give Leon a new one because I can't get the screw out. I've messed it up so badly. But here you see there's the motor controller and the power distribution. The wires are routed through holes in here and routed around. Oh, and the fan has its own little capturing device that holds it, and also it pulls the air in and blows it straight down, so it goes down and out. It's really great. So you don't need louvers anywhere or a big hole in the back, for airflow. You pull it in and push it down. And it's going to come in through the front here and some holes over here. But I could see, along the way, you may want to add some cooling ducts into the bottom so I can pull that air up, pull it up around here and pull it to the back and down. That might be useful. Yeah, okay, so the game plan is tomorrow there's something going on, but I don't know what it is. I don't remember, but I think it's something. Oh, I think we're going to vote. We have our ballots. We have to drop them off. So I think we're going to drop off our ballots tomorrow. That's the plan. But I should be back I should be able to back and get these. I have to build these connectors here on both sides. It's 4 in, 4 out, 4 in, 4 out, and cut the length, and then that gets rid of all of this stuff. And I should then be able to do the final touch-up wiring and start adding the LED lights. Lights for the back and headlight and cab light and the firebox. Somewhere there's a firebox. Here's a white one, but we have one. The firebox, and then also the flickering fire in the firebox, all that stuff. And that's it. It's really, really close. And what I'm happy, I knew it should, right? It should work because we had it fixed, and it was fixed, and it was running and all. But, it's always a little, we've had it apart, haven't run it for a day or two, and you come in here and you fire it up, and it's like, ooh, is it okay? Is it still okay? And the answer is, you betcha, it's still okay. It's a brand new reverse board. Dan Shook assembles those, and he does a great job. We trained each other on the best way to do that, and it's worked out well for both of us, I think. Done a good job. And there it is. With the 8 ohm, it has to warm up a little bit. Yeah, but that's all part of sitting at it. Just sitting at it, letting it run. Oh, I know what it is. I bet I know what it is. I was right. I didn't have it up enough. I was hearing a motor hum, but it wasn't no smoke. This is at idle, right? We're getting passengers. Watch your step, ma'am. Let me help you with your baggage. That's right. Freight goes to the back. Okay, thank you. Tickets. Give me your tickets here. Okay. All aboard. That's it. And the steam engine is pressured, and it's popping off excess pressure every now and again. You hear that pop, that pressure pop-off valve. So it's at pressure, but we don't want too much. Oh yeah. You got your lights on, interior lights, running lights. We could do green lights, I think. It's testy, but it can be done. And red for the back, of course. We have those lights, so we know we can do that. That's going to be exciting. So I have the red lights in back with a backup light, white light in front, maybe green lights, flickering fire. Oh, and a cab light, just the overhead light, and I have engineers. Yes, they're not cheap, but they are cool. They fit too. All they need is a little square. I got to design and print their little seat, and then we'll be golden. Okay, so that's in the station, and we got all clear. Heading out. Oh boy, Andy has given so much to this project, and Robert has helped so much, and Dan. I mean, it's a crazy team, but boy, do we work well together. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and the fan's going. Oops, don't touch anything. Now we're going backwards. Ah. So the Royal Blue's blue, but I know not everybody's going to paint their engines blue. Mine's white. That's pretty hot. I mean, I just love it. And it'll be interesting to see how you guys build your engines. This is good. This is the first of the 3 to get this close to connectors and final assembly. Boy, is that nice. And each one will just get better as we go, as we learn more and adapt the prints to easier assemblies and whatnot. So I'm sure by the time we get to the 3rd, it should look very similar, and it will operate the same, but it will be improved in certain ways. That's just how it works. I'm excited. I'm very happy for the guys. I can't wait till they get them and they show us what they've done with them. I think that'll be a hoot. And I got to get mine back down and get it built up better. Build back better. Oh no, don't get political. Okay, that'll do it. I'm fried. My back hurts. I had a minor accident yesterday taking the garbage out. I don't even want to talk about it, but I should share it because as we get older, we have to be careful with how we walk and where we walk. I was on the 2nd step and was looking where I wanted to be and was thinking I was on the 3rd step. And for some reason, I just took a step like I was walking on the floor, and I wasn't. I was up a step, and I just went over. Landed on all 4s and didn't hurt anything. Knees hurt like hell, but I didn't really do that much. Margaret put ice on them. The next day they're fine, so that's good. You think you can just do things, and you can, but you really gotta, if you're walking and you're in a space, especially like stairs and what, you gotta just take it Easy. Take your time. Look at where you are. Look at your feet. Look at the steps. Look at the floor. Look at the hand. Use the handrail. If I'd used the handrail, I would have been all right. And try not to get ahead. I get ahead of myself all the time. It's one of my worst things. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, and I'm doing something two actions away from where that is. So I get in trouble a lot that way. But in any case, we're having a good time. Tender's looking good, and it's printed in PETG. I'm using PETG on all the smokes. PETG. I got to print new smokes over there. The smoke is working beautifully. You saw the idle smoke, and you saw the puff smoke and the high speed. Now I did make the 2-cam gear, but I didn't try it out. I just want to wait. I want to enjoy what we have, and I'll test it I'll test it and see how it works before long. I have 2 other projects in boxes I haven't even opened yet. People send me engines and ask me to look at them and do stuff to them, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is when these 3 are done and out, I'm going to do a set up the camera and just go bite the bullet, learn how to edit, and create a start to stop finish on an engine repair, rebuild, whatever. Just show you all the steps and all the little things. I think that might be useful for you guys. Plus, I gotta be building on some other things. Someone is asking me to look at the dock sider. I know. It's the furthest thing from anything we really think as an engine, but it really needs help. And there's no reason why I can't take my stuff and adapt it. It'd be pretty easy to do. Give the old dock sider some oomph. At any rate, I'll be back. Tomorrow's another day. We're going to vote. You vote. And stay safe and watch where you're walking. Mind your way. That's what they say on the British TV shows. Mind your way. Later, gang.